cooperating. Alicia Strong, my partner Becca, and I did a study over video games and college students' problem-solving ability. Past research has suggested that video games help improve cognitive ability in all ages, especially older adults, and that there's a relationship between video games, academic grades, and problem-solving ability. So we predicted that a group of participants who played video games before taking a problem-solving test would perform better than a group that did not play video games before taking the problem-solving test. We obtained 39 Emporia State University students from the research pool on Canvas, and doing an independent two-group quasi-experimental design, we split them into two groups. One group played Mario Kart for 30 minutes before taking a problem-solving test, which they had 10 minutes to take. The other group did not play any video games. They just had 10 minutes to take a problem-solving test. This video here shows that the means were not that different, but the group that played video games had a slightly higher mean than the group that did not play video games. We performed the one-tailed t-test for independent groups and got a p-value greater than 0.05, which means that the difference was not significant. So having participants play video games for 30 minutes before taking a problem-solving test did not help them perform better. It was pretty much due to chance. If you were to go into future research, we would rather do a longitudinal study. So instead of doing video games for 30 minutes, they would play over several weeks. And then we would also do correlated groups with repeated measures. So we would test them before they played video games, and as they played video games, we would continue to test them to see if they improved.
Hi, our research program is HR Block. This is a tax company in Emporia, and what they do is help people to do their tax return. Actually, this is a national wealth company, and it serves a lot of people. But there are seldom people in Emporia knows that. Actually, from this chart, we know that it's only 40% of people in Emporia resident people know HR Block. So what we do is we are trying to promote HR Block and let more people know it. Basically, our research did like the main amount of people willing to pay HR Block to do their tax return, and the education relationship with amongst the money they're willing to pay.
I'm studying habitat use by secretive marsh birds and moist soil managed wetlands in eastern Kansas. So, moist soil wetlands are managed specifically for waterfowl. Due to the popularity of hunting, we have to provide habitat for these birds. So, in the fall, these wetlands are filled up so the birds migrating through have a place to stop and regain their energy, as well as stay throughout the winter and then leave in the spring. In the spring, these wetlands are dewatered to produce food plants that the waterfowl can then feed on the next fall and winter. I'm studying these 5 species of secretive marsh birds that will use these wetlands that are managed for waterfowl during the spring and summer when those wetlands may be dewatered. And these species, called secretive marsh birds because of their secretive habitat preferences and behaviors. They're generally very hard to see. They live in very thick vegetation growing up above the water. So doing a normal survey where you would just go and look for birds may not work. What we did was use a call playback survey, which involves playing a recording of each one of these 5 birds into the marsh during the spring and summer, spring migration and summer breeding season. Because they are migrating in the spring and summer, these birds are also very territorial. So playing a call into the marsh will allow them to call back and let me know that they are actually occupying the marsh. During the fall, when these birds aren't territorial, we perform flush counts. Now these involve walking a transect across the marsh and counting whatever birds we did see. Along with these bird surveys, we also did vegetation surveys to measure habitat variables like the coverage of vegetation, the vegetation species, the water levels, and any bare ground coverage. Now what we found was only 6 birds during the spring and summer, which tells us that these birds may not actually use these areas due to the lack of water or any other things. Hopefully this year, in our second year of research, we may find a little bit more. During the fall, we found significantly more detections of these birds, including 54 Sora, which is the small bird down here, 24 American bitterns, which is right there in the corner, and 4 leash bittern. And we were able to identify some patterns of use within an individual marsh for these birds. The American bitterns were generally found in areas with higher aerial coverage of cattail, meaning if you look down on the plot, there's a high coverage of that plant. And this was higher than those of Asora and our points that were just performed on the transect. We found that the Sora were actually found in areas with less green vegetation coverage than the American bittern or just our general transect vegetation. So, in conclusion, our spring and summer surveys really didn't reveal much use by these birds and these marshes that we were studying. In the fall, we detected more marsh birds than the spring and summer, and we were able to identify some trends in their habitat use.
This is Corky robot. So Corky robot is a project we are working on since the last 2 years. Last year I was working on the same project and it was in the research and creativity day. So last year the robot was able to move around campus using remote control and it can do all kind of movements. The new thing about Corky robot this year, it's autonomous. So we added several systems, systems around the robot. So we had ultrasonic sensors and we had PIR sensors that can detect people moving around and can detect objects on the floor. So the robot will not hit any item or any person passes by, so he can just walk around and he can detect people that walking around the robot. And we also added a sound system. So the robot will be able to talk and to interact with people around. He can say, I'm a hornet. And with the new hand that it's a 3D printed hand. So the 3D printed hand will show you, it has a flexible control for each finger. And there's 5 motors that control each finger of these. So it can do the fingers up movement like that. And the robot can say, I'm a hornet, and you can raise the finger up. And it's all happening automatically because it's all autonomous, programmed. And we also added a camera system, this camera. So the camera will be fixed on the head of the robot. And then the robot will be able to shoot videos or snap photos and send it wirelessly to remote control. The remote control has LCD on it. The LCD will show a live video for anything that the robot can see. So you can control the robot and look and see everything that the robot can see on the LCD. And even if the robot is moving autonomously, it will still shoot videos and show whatever the robot can see. So the idea of making the whole system autonomous and making the robot do the exact things that the master can do. And the special thing about the robot that the mascot cannot do is Corky robot can talk, the mascot can't talk. So this is one of the special different things I've been telling people about. So, thank you.
And how they directly affected the battles themselves. So there is actually one battlefield in Kansas, Pine Creek, I went to, and I took some aerial photographs to see how much the battlefield area has changed in the past 150 years. Because it's described as an open prairie with farmland and trees along the creeks and some of the mounds that are in the area. But it's pretty much the same way.
Hi, my name is Brewer. I am a graduate art therapy student at Emporia State. Our poster is kind of about the benefits of art therapy with people with Alzheimer's. We focused on Alzheimer's because it's the leading cause of dementia, and roughly 2/3 of older adults die with some sort of dementia. We focus on the physical, social, and emotional benefits of art therapy with this population. And some of the physical benefits would be that art kind of offers a slight but reasonable physical stimulation for older adults who are tied to wheelchairs. It uses fine and motor skills by holding paintbrushes and moving across the page by making marks. It offers cognitive stimulation by choosing colors, but also spatial reasoning and memory access. So kind of discussing memories, old memories, because long-term memory is the last thing to for older adults to lose when they have dementia. So we kind of try to talk about maybe flowers or meals they used to cook, things from their childhood that they loved to cognitively stimulate them.
And I'm at Milam. I'm also studying art therapy. There's the social aspects is that people with Alzheimer's and dementia, they usually don't get a lot of social stimulation. They're usually wheeled out and put in front of a TV or just wheeled out in the hallway to just try to get some social interaction, but that's not really a lot. Art therapy makes you be able to go in and sit without having to have necessarily verbal communication, which is difficult with people with dementia, because they can lose the ability to speak and have like conversations with people. So sitting down and actually creating artwork next to someone else is very effective. The emotional aspects goes to having control of the situation and being able to choose your own paintbrushes, your own paints, and being able to make those choices where a lot of times they are limited by any choice that they can make because they have no ability to communicate very well.
I took the concept of time and put percussion and poetry with it. So time is wood blocks, and the triangle represents a human, and I put the two together and make poetry. So like Father Time is who I'm talking about, and that's how I just tell about time. It's a story about time.